Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I am here to talk a little bit about Lynne Spears' fee petition. So, as I mentioned in the description box below, Steph the Alter Nerd already did a video about this yesterday, and many other YouTubers I'm sure have done videos about this. But I haven't gotten requests to do a video like on a specific topic like this in such a long time that I'm like, all right, here I am. Like, you asked, I answered. Do y'all like my little what's it called? Shamrock. St. Patrick's Day. Do you like my St. Patrick's Day bows? I got them from Walmart, not sponsored. Okay. So I also want to talk a little bit about Britney's Instagram at the end of this video. So stick around for that. Okay. So if you look, there's a lot in the description box today. If you look in the description box, you will see Steph's video that she made yesterday. You will also see that I have made a video about this filing already on November 5th, 2021. So down below, you'll find the document, the filing. We'll also be looking at that together. You will find the video linked below from November when I did already do a video about this. So if you're not caught up, I'm not going to be going over line by line the filing today. Instead, what we're going to be going over are the probate notes. So if you're confused, you should be, because this is a confusing situation. So I'll just give you all a little bit of a recap. So back in, let's see if I can get this up. Back in November 2021. Now, this is my Google. This is free. These are all the documents I've paid for. Sometimes people have paid for these, but for the most part, I've paid for all these documents. So we're looking at this one. It is dated in the Google Drive that's linked below, November 1st, 2021. So this was filed. Now, we were all pissed and disgusted because Lynne Spears, for the longest, had been saying, or, it had been being said, I don't know if Lynne herself was saying it, but it had been being said, you know what? Say what you want about Lynne Spears, but at the very least, she's paying for her own lawyers. It was a big talking point. I said it myself over and over. Say what you want about Lynne Spears, but at the very least, she's not asking Britney to pay for her lawyers. Well, thank you so much, Heather. In November, we did have Gladstone Jones, Yasha Bronstein filing for payment of their fees out of Britney's money. Now, when this was filed, yes, Britney had been set free technically from this conservatorship, but there were still some loose ends to tie up. As we know, as we're sitting here today, Britney, there's no more loose ends. She's just totally 100% free, nothing else, no strings attached. But we're going back to November 1st, 2021, whenever Lynne Spears' lawyers did, in fact, file to have some of Britney's money. And we were all very confused because a lot of us were holding out hope for Lynne and saying, like, you know what? She's at least paying her own fees. And now that can no longer be said. So let's get into, thank you, Maha. Let's get into what is making us think these lawyers are not going to get their fees. Now, if y'all go back and watch my video from November, it's like over an hour long, but it is a really good one. I watched it this morning on 2 times the speed, and I was on fire that day. So I recommend watching it, but you don't really have to if you just want to see what's going on here today. Okay. So in the conservatorship case, in any conservatorship case coming out of the Stanley Moss courthouse, they have this thing called probate notes. So let's look into that. So if you want to get to the probate notes, what you would do, we're already here, but if you want to do this research yourself, you would go up here to online services and you would go under probate here and you would click probate notes. Now, I'm not doing that because I already did it. But once you click probate notes, it's going to bring you up a little search box and you would just type in the name of the case or the case number. The case number in this case is B as in BJ, P as in Peter, BP 108870. And it's free. It doesn't cost money. BP 108870. So that's how you would get to this if you want to. Okay. So what we're going to look at here is not this document because we've already made a video on that. Instead, we're going to look at these probate notes, okay? So the probate notes get updated periodically. This isn't like some secret. Y'all can check these every day if you want. But they really don't usually get updated every day unless something has been said in there that they're trying to change, et cetera, et cetera. So this is actually a fairly long probate note. So really the important part is going to come down here on the PA comment. Who's the PA? It's D. Horton. Let's see, and that's publicly available information. Darcy Ann Horton. Okay. So the date that these were last changed was March 9th. Now, what is today? It's March 15th. Okay. So these were updated quite a while ago, but everybody on the internet's like, oh, look, these notes are indicating that Lynne is out of luck and Lynne's lawyers are out of luck if they think they're going to try and get her money. Okay. So let's see. Where does it start? Okay. Petition filed November 1st, 2021, like we just discussed. Petitioner is Lynne Spears and the attorney is Yasha Bronstein. Interestingly, they left out the attorney Gladstone Jones, whose name clearly is right here just as prominent as Yasha. So I don't know why they didn't say Gladstone Jones's name, but let's make sure that we are complete. You know what I mean? Okay, facts. So what they're about to do is kind of like give us the cliff notes of that filing. Petitioner, that's Lynne, is the mother of Britney. In 2019, petitioner retained Jones Swanson, a Louisiana law firm, to assist her in helping Britney free herself from a very controlling conservatorship and achieve independence from her father. So that's not exactly what that document had said. I'm not going to get into the nuances here because I already made a whole video on it, but I would encourage you to go and watch it. Britney's request for counsel of her own choice had been rejected due to not capacity issues. A counsel of her own choice had been rejected due to corruption issues. So let's not get it twisted. Britney always had the capacity to hire her own attorney, and she demonstrated that capacity by actually going out and hiring her own attorney. Self-censoring here. But Britney always had the capacity to hire her attorney, and that is demonstrated by the fact that she did hire her own attorney when she hired Adam Streisand and when she tried to hire John Erdley and other lawyers. So this is a lie, but I understand why the court reporter has to lie, because if the court reporter or the probate note lady, sorry, this is not a court reporter, if the probate note writer doesn't lie, then she or he is going to be at risk of exposing all of the corruption that has happened in the Stanley Moss courthouse between Aviva K. Bobb, Reva Gates, Judge Brenda Penny, right? So she has to lie. So this is a lie. Britney's request for counsel of her own choice was not rejected due to capacity issues, baby. It was rejected due to corruption issues. They said, and by they, I mean Team Con, said that Britney Spears had dementia. That was another lie. They never, ever gave proof that Britney had dementia, even though they lied and said that they would provide proof before the February 1st or February 4th, 2008 hearing. Those were all lies. And so, as you all know, your mom and your dad or whoever raised you probably told you when you were a little kid, if you tell that first lie, you got to keep lying. You have to keep lying to cover up that first lie. And now you've told a whole mountain of lies because you told that first lie. And here, the original sin, the first lie, was that Britney Spears had capacity issues. She never did. But here we are in March 2022 having to look like a bunch of goddamn fools dancing around pretending like Britney Spears ever had capacity issues to hire her own lawyer. She did not. Okay, I digress. So Lynne entered this case with her own counsel to fill that gap and help purse the basic rights which Britney was being denied. Petitioner, that's Lynne, contacted California attorney Yasha Bronstein to help Jones Swanson get up to speed and act as local counsel in the case in California. Another lie. This is not what happened. Lynne Spears did not contact Yasha Bronstein. Do you know how I know that? Because Gladstone Jones told us in this filing that he and his firm, because they were not competent to handle this case on their own. Again, go back and watch my video on this. I'm not getting into the nitty gritty here, but this is just another false statement in the probate notes. Okay. Lynne Spears. Okay, y'all, listen, no matter what you think about Lynne Spears, and I promise you're allowed to think whatever you want. Okay. But whatever you think about her, there's no possible way Lynne Spears was sitting on the phone dialing attorneys in California to help her Louisiana attorney. Y'all, that just doesn't make sense. What makes sense, and what we know based on an admission here by Gladstone Jones, is that Gladstone Jones, because he was not able to handle this case himself, had to enlist a California attorney. So to put it this way, as if Lynne Spears went out contacting California's attorneys to help her Louisiana attorney, isn't quite true. So I want to make sure that what we discuss here is the truth. Okay. So this is the truth. What I'm highlighting here, that's not quite the truth. Lynne didn't get on the phone and say, "Oh, Yasha, can you help my Louisiana attorney?" That's not even how it works. That's not even how it would work in any case, much less this one. Okay. After Britney testified, right, that was June 23rd, Lynne's counsel asked the court for immediate relief from the unreasonable. Okay, so sorry, I lied. This was not after Britney testified in the probate proceeding. This would have been in March 2019. Remember March, April 2019, when Britney and Lynne came in hand into the court. So after 2019, Yasha and Gladstone asked the court for immediate relief from the unreasonable conditions imposed by the conservatorship, which is not true. If y'all had asked for immediate relief, you would have filed a petition to terminate the conservatorship. That would have been the most immediate and obvious relief. But again, you did not do that. Soon after Lynne and her counsel made this demand, Britney's restrictions began to be lifted. And there's no evidence for this. We have no idea to know whether this is a lie or this is the truth. We have no idea. She was able to take vacations and got her iPhone and driving privileges back. Well, this sounds like slavery. I mean, this sounds like trafficking, right? Well, she got her iPhone and she got her driving privileges back. Let me explain something to y'all about driving. Now, this is not the case in a conservatorship, but you have the constitutional right to travel. You don't necessarily have the constitutional right to drive. There's like a little bit of gray area in the state's ability to restrict you having a license to drive and stuff like that. But under the United States Constitution, one of our inalienable, most fundamental rights is the ability to travel. And so for them to come out and say, "Oh, she got her driving privileges back," it just shows how restrictive and, frankly, in my opinion, unconstitutional this conservatorship was. Because as we established previously, Britney never lacked the capacity to hire her own lawyer. But because that was determined to be the case way back when by corrupt Reva Gates, who no longer is a judge and has retired conveniently now and will never face consequences for her role in the trafficking of Britney Spears, because she committed the original sin of determining that Britney didn't have the capacity to hire a lawyer, they took away all kind of rights from Britney. When the court ordered a 7:30 evaluation, which I don't believe ever even happened, petitioner's attorneys, that's Lynne's attorneys, immediately researched and vetted qualified expert doctors for Britney to see for treatment. And one of those doctors now is dead. And it's conflicting how he even died. The media is reporting it as if he died from an aneurysm. But his wife, Malka Benson, has reported that he died from a pulmonary embolism. So we don't even really know how he died. Britney has brought up multiple times in her testimony that the man died. It's very mysterious and unusual that this man just dropped dead, seemingly a healthy man, a doctor, and he just dropped dead in his 40s or 50s. And so now he's dead. But this is one of the people that, Lynne and her lawyers allegedly helped to find for Britney to get treatment, presented their names to counsel for the conservator and the conservatee. Those efforts resulted in a new medical regime that was not as debilitating as the one before Lynne got involved. Lynne and her counsel pushed very hard for a corporate fiduciary, that was Bessemer Trust, to help manage Britney's estate and provide checks and balances over the use of her money. Within 8 months of Lynne's first appearance, within 8 months of Lynne's lawyers coming on the scene, a well-known, y'all know I got to stop here, reputable fiduciary was appointed as co-conservator. Okay, the well-known reputable fiduciary was represented by a lawyer called Bruce S. Ross. Bruce S. Ross was besties with Vivian Lee Thoreen, who was Jamie Spears' lawyer. So here's Gladstone Jones bragging about the fact that he was able to help get Bessemer Trust Company appointed in this conservatorship. But when you really look at what Bessemer Trust was supposed to be doing, Bessemer was supposed to come in and be a checks and balance. That's even what they call it. In this filing, they say, oh, it was supposed to be a checks and balance system. But what they don't tell you, what Gladstone Jones, Lynne's pathetic lawyer, doesn't tell you, is that Bessemer Trust Company wasn't independent at all. There was a huge conflict because Vivian Lee Thoreen would have been negotiating with Bessemer Trust Company's lawyer, which had been her former mentor, the person who helped her learn how to navigate this system. Bruce S. Ross even appeared in Britney's conservatorship case in court in 2009. This man has worked on Britney's conservatorship in court filings. And he was supposed to come in and represent the company that was supposed to be a check and balance against Jamie. It's a racket. It's a racket. They all freaking know each other. Okay. So here we have Gladstone Jones patting his own damn self on the back, blowing smoke up his own butt, talking about, look at me, I helped put the check and balance fiduciary in place. The check and balance fiduciary who had huge conflicts of interest because of who represented them and who didn't do shit. That's the second part of the whole thing. Bessemer Trust Company did not do anything on this case, but they sure did come in and act like they was about to collect some fees. This is a racket. Okay, moving on. In 2019, Lynne's counsel questioned Jamie's competence to remain as conservator of the estate. Of the person. And the reason the competence was questioned was because Jamie committed domestic assault on a child, one of Britney's children. He committed a crime against the person of these children, but the state refused to prosecute. That was weird. But a judge did determine that he should not have access to those children anymore because he assaulted one of them. Okay, so that's why Lynne came in and said, look, listen, how can he be the conservator of the person when he can't even be around his own grandkids who are Britney's kids? If he can't be around them, because previously Jamie was the supervisor. So sort this out. Britney was not competent to be around her own freaking kids. She had to have a supervisor there, which was Jamie. But even when the supervisor was there, that guy was the one that assaulted these kids, or one of the kids. So because of that, there was a 3-year restraining order, which probably is going to end this year, put on Jamie. And Lynne said, hey, how about Jamie's not allowed to be around, the kids anymore, so maybe he shouldn't be the conservator of the person who's supervising, visitation and stuff. I don't know, maybe. She identified the lack of checks and balances over the conservatorship of the estate. And then they went ahead and nominated the Bessemer Trust Company, which would not have been a check and balance for all I can tell. Okay. But anyway, she was right to point out the lack of checks and balances. I just think they nominated the wrong independent fiduciary. So she questioned all that for the first time in the 11-year conservatorship. Real discussions began about limiting Jamie's involvement. Lynne and her attorneys have attended every court hearing since 5/10/19 on Zoom. Okay, y'all logged into Zoom. Let's not act like you were flying across the country. Chill out. In pursuit of the best quality of life possible for the conservatee, which the Handbook for Conservators demands. Well, the Handbook for Conservators also demands that if you don't need a conservatorship, then you don't need to be in one. But nobody nobody filed to end the freaking conservatorship. That is the thing that continuously blows my mind. They dilly-dallied around, sat on their hands for 2-3 years since 2019, and never ever petitioned to terminate this conservatorship. They petitioned for all kind of other shit, including fees, but not to terminate it. If they had ever petitioned to terminate this conservatorship, I would be talking a whole different tune right now. I would be singing a different tune. But they didn't. Between September 2019 and January 2020, Lynne's lawyers had multiple calls with Sam Ingham about adding a professional fiduciary to the conservatorship of the estate. After 7 months of pushing, Sam Ingham agreed with Lynne and her counsel and announced to the court that Britney wanted a co-conservator of the estate. In August of 2020, see, look, agreed with Lynne and her counsel. Sam Ingham agreed to put a co-conservator in place, not to terminate the conservatorship. Because why? Everybody needs to be able to keep milking the cow for money. In August of 2020, after much prodding by Glad and Yasha, Sam Ingham reversed course and announced that Britney wanted Jamie removed as conservator of the estate. Okay. Alert. Finally, in August of 2020, interestingly, 1 month after the surprise witness came on the scene, started blowing the lid off everything about Stonebridge and everything. I don't know if that's a coincidence, but it just so happens 1 month after I showed up and started talking about Stonebridge and trusts and look at all the fees and the managers and Lou Taylor and all of that, all of a sudden, Sam Ingham reversed course and announced that Britney wanted Jamie removed as conservator of the estate and requested authority to hire yet more people to pay out of Britney's money, Loeb and Loeb, to help achieve that end. And again, y'all never petitioned to end it, and it is a bit suspicious. Lynne and these mooching, greedy, leech lawyers helped get Loeb and Loeb up to speed. I think that's supposed to be speed. Strategized together with the court-appointed counsel, that's Sam Ingham, and litigation counsel, that's Loeb and Loeb, about how Jamie's removal could be best achieved. And all these people, not one of them, petitioned to terminate the conservatorship. If y'all would have asked me, which nobody bothered to do, if y'all would have asked me what the best course of action would have been, it would have been, hey, you want to remove Jamie? Petition to terminate the conservatorship. But nobody listens to me. Lynne's counsel objected to Jamie's March fee application and pointed out that the media tour was not in Britney's best interest, which I agreed with. Listen, even a broken clock is right twice a day. When they said this media tour wasn't necessary, they were right, and I agree with them. But y'all still don't deserve any money. You should have taken this case on pro bono. You should never have expected Britney to pay for this. It is embarrassing and humiliating that you are doing this. Just retract the fee petition. You look stupid, honestly. The media tour abruptly stopped after objections were filed. Both Britney's court-appointed attorney, that's Sam Ingham, and Loeb and Loeb, that's the litigation counsel, refused to join in Lynne's objections to Jamie's fees. But Britney's current attorney has agreed to take the lead on the objection. So what that's telling us is Sam Ingham and Loeb did not want to join when Lynne was saying, hey, look, listen, let's object to this media tour bullshit. Sam Ingham and Loeb had no interest in joining that petition. But it looks like Matt Rosengart, who's Britney's current lawyer, has agreed to object to those fees. Okay. Lynne's objections are still pending and will financially benefit Britney. That is true. This part is true. Lynne has said, look, listen, that media tour, that $500,000 that Vivian Lee Thoreen went on New York Times and everything else, talking about conservatorships, she's never seen one end and all that. That shit is bull and doesn't need to be paid for from Britney's money. So those objections are still pending. It hasn't been decided by a court yet whether or not the $500,000 media tour that embarrassed the crap out of Vivian Lee Thoreen. What an embarrassment. For the rest of Vivian Lee Thoreen's life, all I'm going to ever be able to do is see her sitting there with her Botox going, daddy, Britney's daddy. Britney loves her daddy. Like, imagine being a grown woman going on TV calling a 40-year-old's dad daddy. Like, that is so embarrassing. You are an embarrassment. Oh my God. Ugh. It's disgusting. I get chills down my spine when I think about Vivian Lee Thoreen. I don't know. In my religion, that means that you're a demon, but that's just my religion, and no one can question my religious beliefs. Okay. Lynne and her counsel have been assisting the conservatees, have been assisting Matt Rosengart in learning the history of this matter. That's totally irrelevant. Okay. Lynne and her counsel have contributed to achieve Lynne's mission of breaking the restrictions imposed by the conservatorship. And like, this is a really fun way to word this, because I don't know why Lynne never petitioned to terminate the conservatorship. But I guess at the very least, I don't know, like she wanted like Jamie to stop being a slave owner. I don't really know, because the issue is conservatorships are slavery. They're taking away someone's rights and giving them to someone else. And I don't really like whenever you take people's rights away, especially without a trial, before a jury of their peers, stuff like that. I think if you're going to put somebody in a conservatorship, maybe a jury should be there. I don't know. I've just been thinking more about like how I would fix the conservatorship system. Number one, it would be to put a camera that live streams in every courtroom in the United States, but in particular in the courts of equity and the probate courts. But number two might be, make a jury have to determine whether or not somebody is in a conservatorship. A jury has to determine if somebody is guilty of a crime and should be in jail. So I don't really see the difference here, but what do I know? I'm just some dumb girl on the internet with a law degree. Don't listen to me. Okay. They have provided the advantage, benefit, and best interest of the conservatee to warrant the court considering and approving their fees and costs. Okay. Yeah, sure. The court can consider approving their fees and costs and then should promptly deny their fees and costs. They should not be being paid out of Britney's money, point blank, period, the end of story. There's nothing else further to discuss. All services rendered were in the best interest of Britney. I don't know if that's true. Lynne advocated for important changes within the conservatorship, which benefited the conservatee. That's what they say. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I do know Lynne advocated for important changes, but I'm not sure that they actually benefited Britney. I wasn't there. I can't really tell you. Joan Swanson, the Louisiana firm, who I would never hire. Look, listen, if y'all are looking for a lawyer in Louisiana and you're asking me for recommendations, I would put Jones Swanson, Gladstone Jones at the bottom of that list. I would never hire this law firm. If you're asking me for my recommendation, I would never, ever recommend that you hire Jones Swanson. Okay. Because what it looks like to me is they're clout chasing and they don't really act in the best interest of conservatees, because if they did act in the best interest of conservatees, Britney would have at least one extra petition to terminate her conservatorship on the docket, and she does not. Okay. Anyway. This is an interesting note. There is nothing. So look, Joan Swanson has incurred fees of $840,000, to which they will apply a 40% discount. Well, y'all about to apply a 100% discount because you're not getting paid. A request payment of $504,000. So another $500,000 from Britney's money that she did not consent to pay. 1,100 hours at $700 to $800 an hour. And look what the probate note lady wrote. There is nothing on the billing statement billed at less than $700 an hour. No use of associates, paralegals, etc. Because like if you look at like Geraldine and Gerald's filings, or if you look at Vivian Lee Thurene's requests for money, they will say, so many hours Vivian, so many hours Jonathan Park, and then so many hours a paralegal, so many hours a legal assistant, so many hours like lower level attorney, like someone at my level. The court reporter, or not the court reporter, the probate note lady is saying, but they didn't even try to minimize these costs. Yeah, 40% discount, but there's nothing billed at less than $700 an hour. Like even to send, like lick a postage stamp, these bitches are charging $700 to $800 an hour. They didn't use any associates. They didn't use any paralegals. They were just billing and billing. So yeah, maybe they got a 40% discount, But look how much they were charging the whole time. Every single thing they did on this case was charged at $700 to $800 an hour. Joan Swanson requests cost reimbursement. So here's the fees. You know what, we've discussed this before. There's a difference between fees and costs. Fees are your time. Costs is like money that you've spent out of your pocket and you need reimbursement for. It's like printing and driving or whatever, stuff like that. If you have to buy some book or some website access or something, those are called costs and you're able to be reimbursed for them. So he wants to be reimbursed almost 10 grand in costs, filing fees, court investigators fees, travel costs. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you one thing. I have not been reimbursed for my voluntary work on this case, and I never would request it. Okay. Like basically Joan Swanson and them acting like they're entitled to fees is like me acting like I'm entitled to fees. Like, yo, well, look, I spent all this money. Look at all the money I've spent, Britney. Look, I spent money on buying all these court documents. I know you didn't ask me to. I know you didn't tell me or consent for my work or my services. But look at all the work I did. I helped you. You should pay me. Y'all see how stupid that would be? That's exactly what Joan Swanson is doing right now. We helped, so we should get money. That's stupid. Britney never agreed to you helping her. Thank you for your help. You should write it off as pro bono and go about your business. But now you look stupid and greedy. Ginsburg and Bronstein request fees of $146,000, 236 hours at $5.50 an hour, and 5.8 hours at $185 an hour. They had advanced costs of about $3,000. Lynne alleges that the court, or it's not even Lynne. That's the thing. Like they keep calling it like, oh, Lynne has petitioned. But if you actually look at this filing, yeah, Lynne did sign it. And that's the one thing that I'm like, Lynne, why did you sign this paper? But like, it's the same thing that I always say as Jamie. Like, do I really believe Lynne sat here and knew what the hell this meant? No. Sorry. I don't. She shouldn't have signed something that she didn't know what it meant. I'll agree with that. But like, I mean, other than Lynne signing a declaration, see, there's Gladstone. I don't even want to lie. Let me make sure. Yeah. So I don't even actually see Lynne's signature on here. Let me make sure before there it is. Okay. Lynne Spears. She signed it. Okay. But is it possible that they just sent her this and said, oh, sign this? Like, I don't know. Y'all already know how I feel about Lynne. Like, I don't know why I hold out hope for her. I do though. But again, I just have a sense. This is why. I do know why. I have a gut feeling that Lynne doesn't actually know what the hell is going on. And the thing I really blame her the most for is like back in like 2008, 2010 area. But do I think Lynne Spears really, really knew what this whole filing was about? I kind of don't. And so that's why I think it's shitty that it's like, oh, petitioner is Lynne Spears. Petitioner, like they're acting like it's like Lynne Spears is standing up fighting for these lawyers to get their money. And I mean, like, maybe she is, but like, she didn't file this filing. The lawyers did. She didn't add up how much the lawyers charged. The lawyers did. She didn't say, yeah, charge everything to Britney's estate and we'll just sort it out in the end, as far as I can tell. The lawyers thought they were going to be able to do that. As soon as Britney got free, everybody started saying, oh shit, we got to get our money. So anyway, I don't know. But I am biased. Like, I'm not trying to act like I'm unbiased here. I just really like the thought of Britney not having anybody left in her family. It just makes me kind of sad. And it's like, if I have to hold out hope for anybody at all, I guess it would be her mom, because I know how much she really did love her mom and have a close relationship to her. I don't think she's ever going to have a good relationship with Jamie again, but I really don't know. I mean, maybe Lynne's just as bad as the rest of them. I really don't know. I have no particular like special insight. It's just gut feelings. Okay. Petitioner alleges the court should rely on the rules of equity to allow payment to Lynne. Now, equity is just like fairness. To allow payment to Lynne and her counsel, but Lynne is not asking for money. Her lawyers are, right? And cites guardianship of Cookingham, which states that in passing on the propriety of expenditures on, whether expenditures are appropriate, the court is governed by the equitable considerations relating to the laws of trusts. Petitioner argues the common fund document. Okay. So the relief that they are requesting, there's 5 things. Attorney fees of $500,000, reimbursement of costs to Joan Swanson of $9,700, attorney fees to the Ginsburg firm of $146,000, and then costs of almost $3,000. And then reimbursing $538 for the filing and disservice of this particular petition. So this specific petition, they want $500 for. Okay. So this is the most important part of this whole thing here. Okay. Here is the probate attorney comment. Okay. Gladstone Jones is neither conservator nor the conservatee, and has not been established by any authority for the payment of attorney's fees for third parties. Okay. Sorry. And has not established. So up here, it says Lynne's lawyers rely on Cookingham, which is this case, that states in passing the certain appropriateness of certain types of fees, right? Well, the probate attorney, the notes lady, said, not quite. They haven't really established any authority. They haven't given us any legal precedent as to why on earth they think they're entitled to money. This is stupid, basically, is what this probate attorney is saying. Because Lynne is not the conservator, the conservatee, or a person who petitioned for appointment of a conservator. This is actually not true, okay? Lynne did petition for the appointment of a conservator, not only in 2008 when she signed that declaration, but she petitioned for the appointment, or she joined in on a petition to appoint Bessemer Trust Company, which would have been a co-conservator. So Lynne is a person who did petition for the appointment of a conservator, strictly speaking, if you ask me. It does not appear that Lynne or her attorneys filed any petitions for termination, removal, etc. Again, I think this is not true. I think Lynne Spears did petition to remove Jamie after Matt Rosengart did file that petition. So again, I'm interested to be in court for this. I don't know if I'm actually going to make it for the court dates next month, because this is the only issue that seems to be going to be heard, and it's starting to get a little bit expensive to travel to the court dates, and I really want to be there for the one in July. So it doesn't appear this petitioner filed any petitions for termination or removal, which I don't think is necessarily, strictly speaking, true, but I will have to go back and look at all these different petitions here to see if that is the case or not. Okay. Petitioner did file a petition for authority to hire an attorney of the conservatee's own choosing, and that petition was denied without prejudice. The ACLU filed a similar petition, also denied without prejudice. Jody Montgomery also filed a similar petition on July 7, 2021. Sam Ingham filed a similar petition. The common fund document does not apply because all funds belong to Britney. Petitioner argues that rules of equity applied because her efforts were instrumental in ending the conservatorship. Okay. So I'm not sure this is exactly true, because I do believe that Lynne did, at least she's filed an affidavit of support to support terminating, to support installing Bessemer Trust Company, which would have been a co-conservator. She also did join in on the petition to remove Jamie, as far as I understand. So it does seem like she did actually file some of the stuff that the court reporter is saying she didn't file. But again, I'm not 100% sure on that. There have been a lot of court documents filed in this case. So that's what's going on. And the reason that people are saying, oh, Lynne is probably not going to get her fees, is because of this first sentence. She is not the conservator nor the conservatee, and she has not established any authority for the payment of attorney's fees for third parties who are not the conservator. So she hasn't, Gladstone Jones and Yasha Bronstein have not established any authority to actually get paid. They haven't said, oh, here's some legal precedent or here's a statute that allows us to get paid. And so unfortunately, I'm just so sorry they're SOL. And I have reason to believe that Lynne Spears don't have the money to pay them. So they might just have to write that off as a loss. Okay. Wait. HRH. Everybody robbed Brett. Everyone. Yeah, they did. Okay. Where's the 600 million? I have no idea. Okay, so that's basically what's going on with that. I did want to also go and just do a little bit of a catch up on Britney's Instagram, and then we'll do a little Q&A after. Yeah, I agree, Shanna Parker. Jamie was always bad. I'm not holding out hope for him. I think he's the devil. In my opinion, he's the devil, but that's just my opinion. So Britney has posted a lot of new things since the last time that we talked about her. Who's this? Oh, wow. Look at this. They put you on the Jumbotron on tours to make you larger than life. So when was this posted? 6 days ago. The illusion of Hollywood, but behind the doors, here's me in reality with my glasses because I'm blind as hell. Me too, Britney. I would always walk with my hands together. Serious nerd. If people only knew, I'm actually really short. You guys only see my head a lot, but I'm pretty short. P.S. This was obviously 15 years ago or so, but still, who is that guy with her? Do y'all know who this person is? Okay. So this is one I wanted to show y'all. There's this one, this picture of Britney in a dress. There's like a few pics of her, one with her little puppy. Just a bunch of pics of her in her red dress. And it says, my baby is getting bigger with the little dog emoji. I will just say it. I will just say it. Just like when my boys got bigger, it literally sucks. They don't need me anymore. I have cried oceans for my boys, and I'm not lying. Hopefully one day I can show recent pics of us. But in the meantime, I respect their wishes. Oh, well. But Sawyer, yes, he's bigger, but he will always need me, and I like that. So that's a cute one. But not cute because she's saying I cried oceans for my boys. And I think that probably has something a lot more to do with over the 13 years. Not, oh, I've cried oceans because they don't want to be in a picture with me. I mean, maybe, but I think it more means like she's trying to tell us she's really been suffering, and she has really suffered over her poor boys. Then we have this one here, 3 roses, and she's just dancing. This one having to do with, oh, she removed the caption on this? Oh my gosh, she removed the caption on this. There was a caption here about breastfeeding, and it's gone now. So let me see if I can find it. Shoot, I didn't take a screenshot of it. Damn. Well, she didn't remove the caption. It's in the pictures. Sorry. Duh. Okay. So it's kind of long. Okay, so I breastfed my 2 boys like a freaking milk factory. I had literally 6 full bottles pumped out and ready to go at all times. Beside me, as I was breastfeeding, because I never wanted my babies to go hungry, I was always spraying out and leaking because I was full of milk, and it hurt my boobs. They got so full, I was like, hey, I will make a milk factory in my living room. And guess what? I did. I had my breast milk literally in 12 bottles at one point. Anyway, I was in Maui, and this new mom let me hold her 2-month-old baby. I was extremely surprised because she was so small. I held the baby for an hour as we talked, and I guess as women, our bodies hold memory because it was like my back came out and instinct came back. It was immediate. I had my boys back to back, so I remember how strong my back had to be holding them. At one point, I had 40 cars of pops on my tail. The strength you can hold is unbelievable when you are a mom. 4 years after my children were born, I was on tour, changing in my quick change room, and milk started coming out of my breast, like a lot. I couldn't understand because there were no babies nearby. And usually, if that happens, which is extremely rare, it's because your body connects to another human being. Anyways, The baby I held was so adorable, and she tried to talk to me by mouthing words, but there was no sound. I think beneath it all, women have a groundbreaking way of knowing when it comes to babies, but kids, now that gets tricky. I mean, tricks are for kids. So, oh, sorry. You know when they become clever little shits. I actually think my dad always played the kid as his role. So now she's going to talk about Jamie. I mean, the first day my dad became my conservator, I will never forget. He sat me down in that chair. We were going to have a talk. He said, quote, "I am Britney Spears and I call all the shots from now on." And ever since that day, I felt a huge part of my womanhood stripped from me. I was never the same. But oh geez, 13 years later, and I say, damn, I got through it. I miss the deep angst of living in secret, though. I was so alive. Anyways, as time goes by and I look at my body, I still have the same boobs, but a little bit wiser now. She's funny. So call it what you want. Happy, glad, mad, ugly, pretty, bad, good. They're all just motherfucking words. Here I am, just doing that. But it's to make sense out of something. I mean, if someone asks me, if I told you when you were 17 that 9 years from now, your dad was going to take over your whole career if you do this record, what the hell do you think I would have said? Not no, but hell no. That is such a Louisiana thing. Not no, but hell no. Everything happens for a reason. I'm not so sure about that. What game do you play where you don't use words? A game of chess, as in chest? It's a man's game. Pretty hard, right? What women dare to threaten a man's world? LOL. So funny, right? Just words. If you check out my chest, it could kind of pass for a baby's ass. So go ahead and kiss it. While you're at it, don't forget, I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. So for you younger kids here, this I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother is from a song from like the 90s, 2000s called Take Me As I Am, I think, by Lynne Spears. I don't know about any of that. Don't quote me on any of it. Just look it up. But this is a song by like a badass like rocker girl or whatever. I do not feel ashamed. Okay. I'm your hell. I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. I know you wouldn't want it any other way. Who wants to play? What's your name? Where are we going? Where are you from? Let's go. Oh, and fuck you too. P.S. Take me back. LOL. It's more like fuck you till the day I die. Okay. So I think there's like a lot of layers of secret messages going on in this thing that like I would never even be able to start to figure out. But I do think it's very interesting. She's saying on the first day of this conservatorship, my nose is so itchy. On the first day of this conservatorship, Jamie Spears sat Britney down and said, "I am Britney Spears and I call the shots." Because the New York Post, or one of them, had posted an article that had said, basically somebody came out and said that they had heard Jamie screaming, "I am Britney Spears." And y'all, this man is a complete and utter sociopath if that's the case. Like, what a psycho. What a psycho. Him and Lou Spears being psychopaths together. Lou Spears. Oh my God. Him and Lou Taylor being psychopaths together. I am Britney Spears. I am Britney Spears. No, you're not. You're a washed up lunatic, alcoholic, crazy person, narcissist who took over Britney's life. Sue me for defamation with the money you don't mother have, bitch. Anyway. Okay, what else do we have on Britney's Instagram that we haven't gone over today? No captions here. Cup of coffee. This flapper reading. And her dancing. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Okay. Bitch by Meredith Brooks. Okay. Just kidding. Okay. Meredith Brooks. It's not Alanis Morissette. I thought it was her. So Matt Bond says the name of the song is Bitch. It's a good song. I like, I'm your bitch, I'm your lover, I'm a child. It's good because it kind of like, in my opinion, sort of covers the duality of being a woman in, modern society where it's like, no matter what we do, it's wrong, right? And so this lady, Meredith Brooks, she's kind of the artist, is taking ownership of that and saying, I am a bitch. I'm also a lover. I'm a child. I'm a mother, right? Like I'm all of the things, and I'm not ashamed of it. I will not be ashamed. So I really like the meaning behind that song. It's very like 90s, 2000s female empowerment. Love that. Yes. Okay. Got it. She wishes she was Lou Spears. She wishes she was Lou Spears. And it looks like Matthew Rosengart did accuse her of having an affair with Jamie in a recent filing. Send me y'all know I still have never received my cease and desist from Lou Taylor nor my lawsuit. So, I believe, so this is belief. Beliefs aren't defamation. James Parnell is a sociopath and Lou is a psychopath. That's why they are an item. Okay, I just threw up in my mouth. Could be. Could be. I don't know. Maybe they'll sue you for defamation and we can sort it out in the depositions and get some medical experts to do a evaluation on whether or not they are sociopaths and psychopaths. We could do that. She is so brave and so amazing. I stand by her 100% always. Hashtag justice for Britney. Don't let men tell us how to feel. Period. She's welcome to try. Britney should pick the doctor. Okay. Her family is vile. I really hope Rosengart can get back everything they took from her. Okay, Meredith Brooks. I'm old enough to remember that song. Y'all are like, okay, it's not Alanis. Okay, not Alanis Morissette. Thank you for correcting me. Lou has been so obsessed with the Spears family and has been for a long time. It's weird. I wouldn't be surprised if she wants to become Lou Spears. Exactly. Yeah, she did try to shut me up, Denise, when she came to my law firm and hired Stephen T. Kong. Y'all want to see who she hired? This is who she said was already her lawyer. Let me see. You want to see who she hired? This is him. So this is the guy who Lou hired at my law firm in the LA office. Current position. He started working at Winston and Strawn 2 months after me. And then Lou Taylor hired him. He went to Emory School of Law and University of San Diego. And Lou Taylor hired this man right here. And tried to then immediately say, oh, well, you know what? Tried to immediately say, you know what? Since Lou Taylor hired him, here, let me keep his stuff up. I just want a picture of him. This is him right here. Stephen T. Kong. Where's his? Oh, shoot. Can be messing this whole thing up. All right. So this man starts working at Winston and Strawn. Stephen T. Kong. And nobody contact anybody on my behalf. This is just for educational purposes. It's educational. So Lou Taylor hires this guy. This is how she tried to shut me up. Thank you so much, Kelly, for the super chat. So she hires this guy at my law firm. I started in February 2021. This man starts in April 2021. So 2 months after me. He had previously worked at Sony, PlayStation, another law firm, whatever. Then Lou Taylor hires him. By May, I'm being contacted by this guy. Let me find him. Let me show y'all who it is. Because a lot of y'all didn't even know this. Hold on. I don't know how to spell his last name. A lot of y'all don't know this. So I'm going to take every opportunity to tell y'all this. So, all right. So then this guy contacts me, this guy right here, Larry, and he says, oh, well, look, listen, Lou Taylor hired this guy, allegedly. So now this guy is telling me, hey, would you mind not making no more videos about Lou Taylor? So, Denise, to let you know, Lou Taylor has tried to shut me up, but that was the way she tried to do it. Instead of sending cease and desist because she knows those are bullshit, and I would take her straight on down to the courthouse. Thank you so much, Kelly Rivers. So, okay. Love you too. What did Monica say? Yes. Do not contact anybody on my behalf. Do not send any hate to anyone mentioned in this video. The purpose of me telling you all this stuff is just to let you know what happened and to let Lou Taylor know that any and every possible way that she tries to shut me up, I'm going to just tell y'all. Any and every possible way she tries to shut me up, I'm going to just tell y'all. And the people who try to help her shut me up, like this, Stephen T. Kong, and like this, Lawrence Desideri, Larry. You know the really shitty thing about Larry? I liked him. He was super cool the first time we talked. He was so cool the first time we talked. He was like, yeah, girl, make your videos, girl. Like, send me a link if you're ever on a documentary. And then I guess he don't have as much of a backbone as me, or he cares more about money than me. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know, Larry. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know what happened to you. But you know one thing I did tell Larry one time, y'all, this guy right here. I said, Larry, let me tell you something. I was on the phone. I said, there will come a day. I told him this, where you are going to say, damn, BJ was right about Lou Taylor. This woman is crazy. There are conflicts of interest. This is a big issue. I said, Larry, you're going to say, damn, BJ was right. You know what Larry told me? He said, well, I don't know if I would use that language. Okay, Larry. So are you over there now saying, darn, almost a year later has passed now. Darn. Are you saying darn or dang it or dab nabbit? Do you think I'm right yet? The thing is, y'all, Larry was the least of my concerns. The real concern was people like this who are willing to, and honestly, I guess Larry is willing to do it too. But this guy, imagine being Lou Taylor's lawyer. This is Lou Taylor's, allegedly, apparently, that's what I was told, that Lou Taylor had already had a relationship with this lawyer. So this guy represents Lou Taylor, apparently. I think that was a lie. I just think it was all just lies. I just think it was all just fucking lies. I think it was lies. But what do I know? That y'all think they told me the truth? Y'all think that Larry at Winston and Strawn, and I'll get Carrie up here too since we're doing this. My mentor, I had this badass mentor at the law firm, but they ruined it. And again, don't contact these people. Do not contact these people. But this was it still breaks my heart, y'all. This was my mentor at the law firm. And again, a boss. Like, this lady is a boss. She is a badass. But this guy went ahead and recruited her to help try and shut me up. And I didn't like that. And I didn't appreciate it. And by the end of our relationship, I don't think this lady really liked me very much. I asked her, I said, so Carrie, this is weeks and weeks after negotiations. I said, what if I say no? What if I just keep making these videos? She kind of hit me with the, well, BJ, I think it's pretty obvious. So basically she implied that I would get fired. And that's really why I quit. I have a whole entire video one day, probably a series that's going to come out, that's going to tell y'all what these people did. So y'all, I don't need Steven, Lawrence, or Carrie to think that y'all are off the hook yet. I am literally still traumatized by the experience, and I'm still literally considering legal action, but I'm probably not going to be able to take it. That's just the honest truth, because it's going to be so expensive. If I had unlimited money, I probably would have sued this law firm, and I probably would have sued Lou Taylor together. But now I just bitch and complain about it on my YouTube channel. So if you're looking to hire a law firm and you've done some crimes, I would strongly recommend hiring Winston and Strawn, because they will defend you against your crimes. If you have the money to hire Winston and Strawn, hire them, because they will represent criminals happily. And other law firms will do that too. No problem. But that didn't work for them. I worked for Winston and Strawn. Anyway. What y'all saying? I hope Britney gets justice. Yeah, I have been right. That's the issue. I was right. So now what? I took a risk on myself. I took a risk on my gut feelings. I gambled on myself. They gambled on criminals. So next time y'all are wagering, I might put my money on me. Larry is crying under his desk right now. Probably not. I mean, Larry's a rich man. All these people are rich. They have nice lives and money and prestigious jobs, and they get treated nicely when they go places, and people think they're important. He's probably not crying under the table because at the end of the day, well, the random show said she had no right to tell you that you would be fired if you kept using the right to speak the truth on your own platform. And the scary thing is, the random show, she did have a right to tell me I could be fired because they could fire me for it, because Winston and Strawn started making up a bunch of new rules. And you know why I'm really the most mad about the whole thing? The people who were really making these decisions, they were not Larry and Steven and Carrie. The people who were really making these decisions were people like this guy. Oh, sorry. Let's see. This guy. This freaking dinosaur who I asked several times to speak to him. But you know what Carrie told me? Oh, BJ, no one speaks to him. She basically said, you have to be a very important person to speak to him. Well, fuck you then, Thomas P. Fitzgerald, because you, Thomas P. Fitzgerald, refused to speak to me, and we could have probably had all this sorted out in about 1 to 2 conversations. But instead of talking to me, because you're too fucking important, Mr. Tom Fitzgerald, look at this important old white man. Look at this important old white man who is too important to talk to me. Too important to talk to me. He was too busy to talk to me, but he can make new rules up for me. The executive committee made new rules up for me. They were trying to tell me I was going to have to send every post. This is what Carrie told me. Carrie told me that this man, I would have to send him every post before I posted on Twitter again, and he would approve it. Have y'all ever heard of such a thing? Have y'all ever heard of such a stupid fucking thing? I've never heard of such a stupid thing. And I don't know who the hell they thought they were talking to, because I don't run shit past nobody. And these are the reasons I quit this job. They were going to fire me. That they were going to find a way. That's my opinion. Winston and Strawn was going to find a way to fire me in about 6 months' time, so that people like this didn't have to deal with people like this. Fucking people. Who sent me that? Thank you so much, Oscar. Listen, I'm going to need, probably, honestly, if I could raise like $250,000, I would sue them. But that's probably how much I'm going to need. To be honest, that's probably at least how much. It might even be $1 million lawsuit. Like, these lawsuits are so expensive, and I can't fight it by myself. I would have to hire other lawyers. Thank you for the super chat, Oscar. Love the fact that you stand for justice. It takes guts, it takes bravery, it takes heart and soul. I have guts, bravery, heart, and soul, but I do not have money. You're what I think a lawyer should be. You're one of the few good ones. Keep going. And I will. Thank you, the grateful zebra. I don't know what this means, Crow Red Eye, but I agree. I don't know what it means, but I agree. They did we'll just fix your little red wagon little girl. And I definitely got this like little girl feeling from them. Like this man, Larry, hold on, let me show y'all. He literally laughed in my face. He made me cry. I cried on the phone with this man more than once, because I would ask him a question. He would laugh. He would scoff. And this is a good corporate piece of advice for y'all, especially women, but it works for everybody. If you're younger and someone's older and they're laughing at you and they're like something you thought was stupid, like something you were stupid for thinking something. Like this guy Larry laughed at me. I asked him, I said, Larry, is this call being recorded? And he goes, no, BJ, no, this call's not being recorded. That literally made me break out in tears because I was on the phone with Larry being ambushed by Larry and Carrie. Larry was literally interrogating me. He was using FBI interrogation techniques. Do you want to know how I know what FBI interrogation techniques are? Because I have had teachers who were federal prosecutors who know how they work and have taught me how they work. I paid a lot of money and I'm in a lot of debt to know that you were using the REIT technique on me, Larry. What is your basis? What is your basis for thinking that Britney's money is in the Stonebridge account? What is your basis? What is your basis? My fucking basis? You can check out my videos. Oh, you don't use that language. I forgot, Larry. You don't use that language. Anyway, this man interrogated me for about half an hour. I cried. He made me cry because he was laughing at me. But then I said, well, Larry, look, here's your tip, y'all. I told you I was going to give you a tip. Somebody's laughing at you in a corporate meeting. Just own it. Say, what is so funny? I'm a first-year attorney. I just got here a few months ago. I'm asking you if an ambush interrogation call is being recorded and you're laughing in my face. And just admit your ignorance. Say, I don't know what you're laughing at. Could you explain to me what's funny? Act like you're autistic. Don't act like you're autistic. But that's why my brain works like that. What's funny right now that you're laughing at? Can we get to the bottom of that? Because my entire life and career is on the line. I'm asking you if I'm being recorded and you're laughing in my face. Thank you, Grateful Zebra, for the super chat. Thank you, Shatara. Okay. In Germany, nach Deutschland, we have, or would it be like, what's the preposition? I don't know. In Deutschland, we have a saying called den Larry machen, which roughly translates to doing the Larry, which means to embarrass yourself. Oh, he did the Larry. Oh, they took the wheels off that. I really want you to look into why we can't watch any episodes of the Mickey Mouse Club. That's a good question. I didn't know that was the case. What a disgraceful human. Record every phone call. Well, Larry said that they didn't record the phone call, so maybe let's get Tom some screen time. Again, nobody, let me just update my banner here. Nobody, I'm just gonna do not contact any people mentioned in this video. Okay. Save. What else are y'all saying here? Karma will come for them all. Aw, butterfly. Thank you. He does. Larry knows that I was right. He does. I was right. And that's the thing. I was right. Y'all were wrong. I was right. Y'all look stupid and I don't. Like, I was right. You were wrong. You look stupid and I don't. This is fun. Like, somebody just record that part. Y'all were wrong. I was right. Y'all look stupid and I don't. And y'all don't even have Lou's money. That's the whole thing. They thought they were going to get Lou Taylor as a client. They thought they were going to have Lou Taylor as a client. As they say, all they had to do was shut me up. Hoo-wee! Imagine being the one that thought you were going to shut me the fuck up. Can y'all even imagine? People like this sitting around at the table like, oh, well, she's a first year. She went to Penn. So I bet we can shut her up. Imagine being the person who thought you were going to be able to shut me up. Imagine. Y'all are literally going to have to kill me. Literally, you're going to have to kill me. Because if there's a way for me to get my message out from jail, from prison, from Guantanamo, I'm getting it out. Everyone move to New Jersey and live with me. I think he laughed because he was caught, Pop said. Aw, thank you, Shanna. The comeuppance will be sweet for all the evil leeches. Yep. Oh my God. I feel like the voice to text doesn't understand Southern. Like, I have to turn on this accent for my Siri to understand me. Like, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I don't know about the Mickey Mouse Club. I didn't know that. We love your content, everything you do. I notice your social accounts on the top there are not very readable. Maybe put them darker. If y'all have a problem reading the social account banners at the top, they're all linked below in the link tree. So just click the link tree and you'll be able to see all my social channels there too. And you'll be directed, straight to them. Oh, thank you so much, Butterfly. Your integrity is inspiring. You have something special coming your way. I can feel it. I hope so, because I am depressed right now. The thing is, like, I am depressed and I am sad that I lost my career and I lost my job. But I do agree with y'all that I completely dodged a bullet. These people are the same as Lou Taylor, as far as I'm concerned. They're part of the problem. They don't have any problem sacrificing their integrity to represent literal criminals. They try to shut up people in their own firm who are at least trying to mitigate that and tell the damn truth. I was completely bullied and ganged up on by these people. And the executive committee, led by Tom Fitzgerald, the executive committee, decided that I had to start living by different rules than the rest of the firm. And I'm just not motherfucking doing that. If anything, the rules that I should live by should be less rules than everybody else, because I have shown I clearly had more sense than anybody at that damn law firm. Imagine me going back to work for these people. Like, these are the highest of the highest people at the law firm, and they were trying to discourage me from telling the truth. They were trying to discourage me from telling the truth. Well, what's your basis? What's your basis? What's your basis for thinking that's the truth? Larry, I don't know. Maybe if you spent half of the time that you spent on the phone with me, like actually watching some of my videos, you would have known what my basis was. Y'all, if I'm on a documentary, should I still send him the link? Because he asked me to. Should I send him the link for Slave Princess? They thought they were getting Britney Spears money, is probably most likely. The thing is, Lou Taylor was no longer Britney's manager by the time she attempted to hire Stephen T. Kong at Winston and Strawn. She was no longer Britney's manager. So I don't know that she would have represented to them. But you know who was her client still? All the Kardashians, Florida Georgia Line, all them people. So she probably did say, like, look, I'll bring some of my clients over here if you shut this girl up. And these hilarious idiots really truly thought that I was going to shut up. Imagine being the person who thought you were going to shut me up. Like, I just can't imagine it. They tried. Lou Taylor was a client and dumped them allegedly. I'll be hollering in ether. Yep. It's too late for they missed their chance. My ex would laugh when he got caught. Maybe Larry's like your ex. Being underestimated is a gift. That's why I wear I just do what I want, say what I want, have the accent I want. Because what are y'all going to do to me? I like it. I'm not going out here saying, I'm a lawyer. I went to Penn Law. I'm smarter than you. Even though, like, for a lot of these people, that might be true. Let them think I'm stupid. Let them think they can try and shut me up, because then they're just going to look stupid. Okay. Disney probably owns Mickey Mouse Club and probably decides not worth having them streaming, in my opinion. I don't need a dead man switch. I already got one. Collect call. Y'all are going to be getting collect calls from VJ. And if I am in jail, y'all better bail me out. I mean, if I did something bad, don't bail me out. But if I did something in search of justice, please bail me out of jail. There's this channel I want to tell y'all about. It's called Long Island Audit. And I really believe, I don't know this guy, never spoke to him. He has a ton of subscribers, way more subscribers than me. Like, he's doing fine on YouTube, but I watch him all the time. And I am even learning a lot of stuff about the law from him. So Long Island Audit. He also like has a video going to like Baton Rouge, which is hilarious, but he's from Long Island. Y'all will learn a lot about the law, and it's so satisfying because he goes places with his camera where you're constitutionally allowed to be, and then the police like don't understand the law, and he's like schooling. It's like one of those types of channels where he schools the police on the law, and then the police have to do this walk of shame where like they didn't know. I love that, like immediate justice in a video. Long Island Audit if you want some dopamine. I do not have a Twitch channel. Should I get one? Tom the Turtle Fitzgerald. Does he look turtleish? Yeah, they literally singled me out. I'm so mad for you. Me too. Wait, what did someone say? BYL said, girl, you are paving your own career path right now. You're going to do amazing things. Let your confidence shine. So many people are behind you. Thank you. I hope I get justice too. So what's next? I don't know. I'm gonna keep doing this. Thank you again, Shatara. We got you, BJ. My theory is that they have Britney and Amanda on these shows as children saying something, doing something that if people were to see today would be like, whoa, was that foreshadowing? That could be true. Yes, Leah Weston. And that's why I do want to continue doing like where I'm telling y'all what happened, because I did have to leave my $200,000 job, my dream job, because Lou Taylor tried to hire my law firm and created all kinds of problems for me at the law firm whenever she started requesting, suggesting, demanding, I'm not really sure, that I stop talking about her in my fucking videos. Sorry about my language, y'all. She just gets to me. She tried to shut me up. And then the law firm was starting to make me live by totally different rules than everybody else. I was going to have to get my posts on social media approved by the likes of this fucking man. Because Carrie said, because I have a bigger following than everybody else. Carrie said, well, I only have 3 followers on my Twitter, so I could tweet anything. And it's like, oh, only 3 people. But you, Carrie told me, have an army. And I didn't have half the army at that time that I have today. I think I had 6,000 followers on Instagram. And she was like, you have an army. So because you have an army, you have less right to free speech than me and get treated unequally at the job. And Larry Desideri is going to need to approve your social freaking media posts. So to me, the writing was on the wall that they were just going to fire me. Carrie said it. If you keep posting your videos, what do you think is going to happen? Carrie said that. She said, what do you think is going to happen if you keep posting those videos? I said, I don't know. That's why I've been asking y'all for the last 4 weeks. Watch lackluster, everybody keeps saying. Funny how people in power think they can just shut people up however they feel like until they come across the BJs of the world. It's the damn truth. It's the damn truth. Imagine being the idiot that thought you were going to silence me. I could see me going after large corporations, Sammy, but I don't believe I'm going to work for anyone ever again. Because, like, these people are the best and the brightest in the whole industry, and look how stupid they are. I can't work for people, I don't think. If I was represented by Lou Taylor, I would find new representation because she's a scary woman, in my opinion. I would be afraid to be put in a conservatorship. Can you shoot a law firm that fired you? No, I'm not shooting nothing. That's what happens when the rich think money means everything. Some of us grew up poor, so being poor again ain't shit. I say this all the time. I'm not scared of a recession, of a depression. I've been poor. I've been poor my whole life. I just stopped being poor like during the pandemic, basically. Like, When I started this job, I stopped being poor. I've been poor my whole life, and I will be poor again before I sacrifice my integrity, because being poor with integrity is way better than being rich and being besties with criminals. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know of any clients she has lost because of this. When the best and brightest are dim as a candle, it might be best to live in the dark. Well, baby, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine like a little tea light in this dark, disgusting world full of demons and corruption and evil. Okay. Well, Carrie, I'm going to need more people following me on every, yeah, I'm going to have more people follow me on every platform, and people all over the world will know what I stand for. Obviously more than y'all. Yep. Courtney Love says that Lou clients are trying to leave. Oh my God, my nose is so itchy. Okay, well, I have things to do. I always end my videos with that. I have things to do. I will be probably busy for the rest of the day. I have things to do, but I want to come back and like become a little more like, what's it called? Consistent with the live streams. It's just like, as the summer is starting to approach, I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be doing stuff. But yeah, this video like went all over the mulberry bush. I just, sometimes whenever people are like, Lou might try to silence you, it just freaks me out. I'm like, oh, she did. And I need to get into the whole story. But I also believe, thank you, Spiral Down. I also believe the more we talk about people trying to silence us, the more we encourage other people with integrity to speak out. I want people to talk about what Lou Taylor did to them. I want people to talk openly and publicly, so that she can't just come after one. She's going to have to come after an army of us, a coalition of us. Armies are led by people. You don't need a leader here. All of us equally can speak out against Lou Taylor. Thank you so much. I am free to be me for the super chat. And that's going to be all I'm going to be doing today. Facts and defamation. Love y'all, mean it. See you soon. Okay, bye.